Well, see, he was also in the road band.
Testing,
Steely
testing.
Dan.
Okay. All right. Well, welcome to the City of Travelers Rest Council meeting for Thursday, September the 19th. Give me a second to remember what day it is. But welcome, everyone. We appreciate having you here today. This is our regular council meeting, and so we call it to order. And if you will please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you, and I will ask Councilmember Byers to please pray for our council members.
Lord, thank you so much for this beautiful day together to make decisions for watch over all of our staff and citizens and
Thank you. Well, thank you again for our guests. I see we have some residents. We appreciate having you all here, and for our staff as well. Thank you for being here. So first, we have approval of our minutes from our previous board meeting. So we have, do I hear a motion for approval of our August 15th council meeting minutes?
Motion.
Okay, you have that motion. We have a second?
Second.
Okay, second. Any edits or notes? All in favor? Motion carries. Thank you. Next, we have our citizen participation. We appreciate both of our individuals signing up for tonight. Just as a reminder, you have 5 minutes, and I have a handy-dandy stopwatch, and so you won't think the mayor's rude when you get your time is out. But if you'd like to come, Matt Holmes will have you first, so thank you for coming. And if you'll just state your name and your residency, if you're a resident of the City of Travelers Rest, and I'll start our time. Thanks for coming.
Thank you. My name is Matt Holmes. I live at 304 South Main in Travelers Rest. The house has been in my family now for 4 generations, so I've seen a lot of changes, obviously, in that time. I'm here really to ask for your help in being a little more considerate about how certain things are done, particularly on Main Street. Both of the houses next door are no longer occupied. They have been commercial accounts now. I live directly across from Sushiyama, so there is a bar across the street, which, it closes at a reasonable hour. I'm not here to protest that, but, there's all of this attention has brought relatively, I would say, new problems. We've had issues with people walking through our backyard from the community that was just developed back there. My wife is handicapped. She cannot walk, cook, clean, anything. So when strange people come walking through our backyard and she's on the porch, it makes her very nervous. We did call the police a couple of times on this, and they've been very helpful with that. Another concern I had was how the whole parking situation developed in front of my house. Okay, so I guess it's been a couple of years ago now. I came home and there's parking spots all the way across my house. Literally, if my driveway was right here, there was a parking spot 4 feet from the edge of my driveway. I still can't see very well pulling out of my driveway. Even though they made the changes, quite frankly, I'm not sure that those changes are still up to code. It does require a 60-foot visibility line that I don't believe I have. So I would ask someone to please evaluate that situation. The fact that, we're growing so fast and we have a lot of people getting pulled over for speeding. Sometimes that happens directly in front of my house at 1 or 2 in the morning. I respect the cops. I couldn't do what they do. But, all it's going to take is one person going nuts in front of my house for it to be a direct threat to me and my family. So I don't know how to deal with these issues, okay? And I don't know that any of you would really have any better ideas, but I'm just asking for some consideration about some of the challenges that we look at as a family that may have not been considered when we approve certain projects. You basically dumped a substantial number of people directly by my house, and I know the traffic study said that they didn't need to do anything on Row Road there. I'm telling you, it takes me 5, sometimes 10 minutes to get out of my driveway. And if I'm turning left, there's a traffic light right there. A lot of the times traffic is now backed up so far, I literally have to force my way in now. One final thing about that, a lot of bicyclists like to drive or ride on the sidewalk directly in front of my house, not across the street on the trail that was designed for. And I've almost hit one of them several times in the last 12 to 18 months. My question is, since I'm technically 3/4 of my car is still in my driveway, if I hit and kill one of these people, whose fault is that? What happens to me? What kind of legal cost am I gonna, put on myself to defend myself from something like that when technically I'm still on my property? That's all I wanted to say. I just wanted a little help. That's all.
Right, well,
Thank
thank you, Mr. Holmes. I
Thanks, Matt.
appreciate it. And Mr. Holmes, we have your contact information, and so gave us some things to think about. So I think I can get with the city too and see if there's something specific we can do to address, or even just to follow up with you as well. Thank you. I hate to interrupt this, but Annabelle, you're free to go outside. Your dad is there to pick you up. We're coordinating child pickup in the middle of a council meeting, so bye, honey. All right, thank you so much. Next, we have Calvin, and Calvin, I apologize, I will always pronounce your name wrong, so I will let you speak to that. Calvin, again, you have 5 minutes, and thanks for coming.
Thanks. Good evening. My name is Calvin Armerding. That's how you say it. I live at 305 Old Buncombe Road, adjacent to the Spring Park Inn property. Some of you may remember, and it's okay if not, I was here a little over a year ago with some of my neighbors to voice concerns about the construction of the parking lot right next to our property. And while I'm not here to speak directly about that, our previous concerns about the lot lend some important context to what I'm going to say. So here's that context. Last year, my neighbors and I asked city officials to extend to us the same protection that every other residential property in Travelers Rest is afforded, that being a 25-foot buffer between our property line and a new commercial structure like a parking lot. We were told no, but assured that we could request accommodations given the abnormal nature of the development project. Disappointed as we were, in April we requested accommodations to make the situation a little more workable for our homes. And these included changes to design and materials to address safety and noise concerns for our property. And with very few exceptions, we were told no to those requests as well, and were, in my opinion, treated by some, not all, as petulant and entitled for even making the requests that we made. And out of those 25 requests that we made, we received a yes to only 7 of those requests. And tonight I want to specifically ask that one of those yeses be followed up with action. In March of last year, we were told by the then city administrator that, I quote, and this is verbatim, quote, "What we've told them, the TR Historical Society, already is no lighting is introduced into this parking lot." Okay, there's not going to be any lighting. It's not going to be a lighted parking lot. So we've already told them we're not putting lighting in this parking lot. Sadly, our trust with the city administrator at the time was already pretty damaged. So my neighbors and I felt compelled in April to ask for further reassurances about lighting in the parking lot. Our request, word for word, was all lighting, including Duke Energy lights, should have fully shielded fixtures and should be directed away from the Henley Row houses. Those are our houses. We attached a document that detailed specific designs that mitigate light pollution that might negatively affect our homes, and I have copies that I'd be happy to give anyone if you like. We received an unqualified yes in response to this request, for which I was cautiously grateful. You can imagine my surprise and discouragement then when I arrived home from work 5 weeks ago and found that several 25-foot light poles had been erected over what will become the parking lot. When the lights came on that evening, the only way in which I can describe the scene is that it is lit up like a baseball field. The lights are exceptionally bright. None of them are properly shielded, and one light in particular is directed straight at our homes. It is unpleasant, it is unsightly, it is obnoxious, it is disruptive to our homes, which, by the way, is one of the many reasons why our city's municipal code insists that commercial structures like parking lots be set 25 feet back from a residential property. I immediately contacted Mayor Amidon, who has kindly assured me that she has folks in the city government working with Duke Energy to look at some other options, and for that I'm thankful and appreciative. I'm hoping that something can be decided in the very near future, given that 5 weeks have passed since I lodged my complaint. While I am thankful and appreciative for the conversations happening between the city and Duke Energy, what I am not is particularly trusting that anything is actually going to happen, which is why I'm here speaking tonight. And I cannot tell you how upsetting it's been over the past year, time and again, to be assured that something was going to happen and find out later that this was untrue. I cannot express how hurtful it has been that my neighbors and I have been treated as petulant and entitled when we simply asked for reasonable consideration and equal protection for our residentially zoned property. I cannot tell you how sad it is to have beloved neighbors who were model citizens, by the way, move away from our row of homes and Travelers Rest, in large part because of the hurt of broken promises and trust. Here's what I'm asking. Can we begin to build back trust? Would the council help me, my family, and my neighbors to trust our local government by ensuring that this lighting issue gets resolved? I'm here asking for one thing and one thing only, that you, the council, would insist that the word given to us by city officials and the TR Historical Society in April of last year would be kept in spite of any inconveniences. I ask for no special treatment, no accommodation of NIMBYism, no special zoning dispensation. I only ask that the tongue in the shoe of the Travelers Rest government would match the tongue in its mouth, that its word would be its bond. Do I want those obnoxious lights gone? Yes, I do. But much more than that, I would like some reassurance that when the city officials tell me that they will do something, they mean it, even when it's inconvenient. And I don't think that's too much to ask, and I don't think you think that either. So in light of that, no pun intended, will you please help ensure that these light poles come down so that they can be replaced with something consistent with the promise made to us in April of last year? Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Calvin. I appreciate it. I know we're in communication. We have our City Public Works staff working on this, along with Duke Energy and the Historical Society. So we'll continue to keep informed. So appreciate it. All right, next we'll move on to our ordinances and resolutions for second reading. Let's see, Brantley, is that on your
Yep, that's
roster?
me.
Great, thank you.
All right, I would like to make a motion to consider ordinance O-10-24 to rezone 0.9 acres of real property located at 306, your neighbor, South Main Street, tax map 0488-000-201-200 from R10 to C2.
You've heard that motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Great, thank you. Brantley, you want to give us a little summary?
Yeah, so this is second reading, heard this last month for first reading. Brief overview, this is a property located downtown in the downtown district. There was a zoning request to C2. This is in keeping with our comprehensive plan. The property will be zoned C2, which has certain restrictions, like elimination of any kind of drive-through and several other restrictions.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion or questions? All in favor? Motion carries. Thank you for that. Next, we have our committee reports. Again, for our guests, I know we have some regulars, but just as a reminder, we have committee meetings the week before. We kind of go through more of the details, and so tonight is more of a report on those meetings. So first, we'll have our Public Works Committee. We have Chair Lane.
The Public Works Committee met September 9th and approved the August 5th minutes. Director Tate discussed the Athens Park reopening and the partnership with Mountain Laurel Garden Club. Public Works is working with the Chamber for Christmas Parade Logistics. The glass recycling pilot program kicks off in October. There is a shred event scheduled for October 26th, and the Department of Public Works has started a downtown plant inventory. So they've been very busy.
Thank you for that, Lisa. Public Safety Committee Chair Byers.
The Public Safety Committee met on September 9th and approved the August 5th minutes. The committee reviewed the following from the August public safety reports. For police, Captain Kelly noted that there are 2 officers in training and the department is interviewing for 1 open position. And he provided an update regarding the accident on Main Street and Freehub Cycles. For fire, Chief Robertson also discussed the accident on Main Street and expressed appreciation to all city staff and outside entities that responded.
For that. Next, we'll have our Planning and Development Committee Chair Vest.
The Planning and Development Committee met on September 9th and approved the August 5th minutes. Director Martin highlighted the city's tree canopy report and from Trees Upstate. He also stated that he is working with Clemson Landscape Architecture regarding the Santee watershed. Director Martin also discussed the upcoming Greenville County meeting regarding the 5-year plan and its impact to the city and surrounding areas, specifically the Slater, Marietta, and Inner Paris Mountain areas, but it will have impact in TR.
Thank you. Next, we'll have our review of our Ways and Means Financial Report. Chair Baumgartner.
The Ways and Means Committee met September 9th and approved the August 5th meeting minutes. That ends my report. However, everyone has received the financial report for this month. Does anybody have any questions concerning that? Just to to note, we are still, Carson and I actually met tonight and is still working to adjust some of the figures as they've come across that may still reflect back on last year. So it's still a work in progress right now.
All right, we have ordinances and resolutions for first reading. We have none. Old business and new business, we have none. Miscellaneous matters, we have Shannon Herman back for our administrative update. We missed you, but all went well.
Thank you. And I'm glad it went well. And thank you for the opportunity to go. Very excited to introduce Miss Catherine Hunt. Catherine comes to us from the school district and lots of other experience that's going to make her a fantastic addition to our team. And she will be serving as a deputy clerk position for us, which allows Carson to be here daily to sign things and remain in that role, but to really give us the support and the guidance that we need with agendas and minute taking and all of the filing and note taking and everything else that comes with council business, which is a great help in addition to our team. So we're very excited to have Catherine with us. So please take time to introduce yourself if you have not, and she'll be with us Mondays and Thursdays for the most part, and then for all of our meetings.
Welcome, welcome. We're pretty low maintenance council, so hopefully we won't require too much of you, but we appreciate you being here. Yeah. Thank you.
I do have another announcement, and that is that I will be presenting at the Sea Funds Committee next week. I have put in an application on behalf of the city to try to get the remainder of the scope, the original project scope for North Poinsett Highway completed. So I'm very excited about this opportunity, and I will be coming to you in October at the Ways and Means Committee, and then hopefully rolling to the floor with a plan for the city and Sea Funds, if they were able to participate, to be able to accomplish the remainder of the scope of that project. So be on the lookout. And then lastly, this was in Chair Lane's report, but we do have several recycling events coming up in October we're excited about. We have a first-time glass recycling event, as well as on the same day we will have a shredding event and a prescription meds return event. So, some healthy opportunities here for the city.
What date is that? Do you know?
I should have had them written in front of me, but we will have them published on our website, and I'll send out notes.
Thank you. I just had 3 miscellaneous things. I'll see if I can remember them all. First, we had the Greenville County Schools meeting this morning with the breakfast for the superintendent over at Enery Career Center, and that was really great. They had all the students lined out. It was really great. Philip, they mentioned you as a great partner with the city, and then Mark Crane, who used to work for us at the fire department, was there, and I was telling some accounts members, they had like 30 students all decked out and ready to go fight a fire, which was really cool. So very proud of Enery, and they do a great job prepping students for the workforce. So that was really great. And then I had lunch with our Travelers Rest Garden Club, who also shout out for our Public Works team, and they really are passionate about making TR beautiful. And so it's just great to have such a group of 30, very thoughtful and talented people to think about how they're going to make TR even better, which was great. And then Chair Lane, do you want to talk about our Athens Park celebration we just came from, which was really fun?
Me on the spot.
Yeah, do it. Yeah.
We just, before at 5 o'clock, we had the Athens Park reopening. It was very exciting. It was a great partnership with the actual citizens of in Athens around that area. So I just really want to give a great big thank you to our Public Works team that did a fantastic job making that just a fun place for the kids and families to go and hang out and just really enjoy their community. And so thank you for that, and thank you for the City Council, and the members of Athens community were such a big help in that as well. So
that was a really fun celebration. Kelly and I tested out the swings, so they worked, so we're all good for that as well. All right, does anybody on council have anything for the good of council?
I do. I just want to say that today our Youth Council Academy applications live. Thank you for Beth for putting that on Discover Travelers Rest. Also, thank you, Shannon, for all the background work we've been doing at creating it. And right now, we have 6 people who have signed up, and we have 20 spots open. So I think potentially within 7 days it'll be filled. And the reminder is, it's 2 parts. The first part is a session on November 9th, 10 a.m. to 12 noon with a snack and interactive educational session. And then that following Tuesday, November 12th, which is our committee meeting because we have Veterans Day, they'll be here to learn about what we're doing so we can really explain what each committee is, and they'll be presenting to us. So please sign up on Discover Travelers Rest on the Facebook page.
Thank you for leading that, Shanice. That's really exciting. Lisa, since I put you on the spot, Sherry, I'm going to put you on the spot. You want to talk about our mural celebration that we had last Thursday,
Yes.
too? That was another one.
So we had a really good turnout. It was like 30, 35 for a Tuesday, I think it was, at 10 a.m. We have the 3 murals, one on Highsmith as you come into TR, one on Loftus as you go out of TR, and then on Urban Hair, the Lell building, the end that did not get hit. So it's like, thank you, that worked out. And it was all done by the same artist, Adam, with Blank Canvas mural. So we just gave a shout out for that in the community. I think the community, we've got lots of comments, and whenever I go by, I see people stopping and or doing a selfie. Pop Kramer was which is a historical family in town. So it was just really nice to work with him and to get all the history. He spent so much time working with people in the community and going to the Historical Society, yearbooks, all of that. So it was a great project. It was about a year and a half from start to finish, fundraising and getting everything done, but it turned out really well.
Thank you for leading that, Sherry. All right, does anybody else have anything?
There's a trash pickup on Saturday from 9 to noon, starting in the parking lot here outside of City Hall.
All right, motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Lisa,
Second.
all in favor? Great, thank you so much. We appreciate our guests coming tonight, too. Thank you.